Hey Mimi, what's going on? It's Rob and Taran for RHAP. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing okay. How are you guys?
Doing great. Nice to talk to you. Would love to hear from you, Mimi, some of the things that now that you've been back out into the world, have you learned anything that's a surprise to you since you've gotten out of sequester?
I mean, obviously, I am shook by the fact that Cerie is Jared's mom. Like, I'm like shaking every time I say that because it's just so insane. And just watching and looking back at their dynamic throughout the season really has me shook. And to know that Jag and Matt were planning my demise in this game is also a little interesting. But yeah, everything else not so much of a surprise.
Yeah, have you seen now? Because basically how Jag and Matt wanted it to look was that like Corey was the one who was spearheading it, but you've seen now that it was kind of at least also them, if not mostly them.
Yeah, I think that it was a combined effort. I think they both, both sets of groups kind of had the idea and were just waiting for another to put it on the table. But once they kind of, was brought up in conversation, they realized that these are the 4 votes that we need to get this done. I think it was like, okay, we may as well take this shot now.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about, you had this very fiery exit from the house and you called out Corey in America and how they were working with Bowie Jane. Was that something that you just threw out there?
It was to an extent. I'd had a conversation with America, I think a day or so before, and I was talking about working with her and Corey moving forward. And she just kind of mentioned such the, the relationship that they'd had with Bowie Jane and something that they were working on. And obviously, I didn't think it was that serious, but I was like, well, let me throw Mama Fee a bone here. Let's see how this could possibly help her moving forward. Because I know that their strategy is to kind of utilize everyone around them to do their dirty work. And I didn't want Mama Fee to get caught up in that. And then, I was also being a little shady. It was fun.
Thank you for giving us some stuff on the way out. Always fun when that happens. It seemed like your intentional strategy coming into the game was to lie low and to really like not give anybody anything to work with, and like you really used like the storage room as like your outlet, so that you didn't give that to like the other house guests. Where did that strategy come from?
Going into the house originally, I was like, I'm not going to lay low. I'm going to play a hardcore game. And then I saw what happened to Kirsten. I saw what happened to Riley. I saw what happened to Heisman. And I was like, okay, maybe I should not lean into this that much. And, it was working out for me. Obviously, I wish that more of, how strategic and methodical I was in my gameplay could have been showed. And I think you got a little bit of that from my storage room rants. And I think one of my biggest regrets of the season is obviously not being more forceful and assertive with those opinions very early on with folks that I were working with in alliances.
Mimi, the other house guests can't hear you now. Do you have any Mimi storage room rant for anybody that's still in the game?
I have no more storage room rants. When you're in there, it literally is a mind warp, and you're just like, okay, how do I keep all of this together? Obviously, I wish everyone the best of luck. They were a little annoying while I was there, but I love all of them down to pieces, and y'all know who I'm rooting for. So let's see how it turns out.
Have you heard about how you got zinged?
I did
Yeah.
hear. Listen, it's iconic. Like, I'm not mad. What's
You don't have
teasing?
a rant for the Zingbot?
What's I'll be back on Big Brother Twitter. I'll have something to say to Zingbot then. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Have you seen where some of your old tweets are being like retweeted for the current day situations on Big Brother?
Yes, all very applicable. I mean, listen, she's a prophet. What can I say? I foresaw these things 13 years ago. Like, I love that girl. She's fabulous. I want to be her.
If you could change maybe like one major thing about how you played the game, what is like the thing that you'd go back and change?
I would go back to the week of the Izzy and Felicia, being on the block and just kind of how all of that transpired. I was really trying to stay true to Brown Sugar Babes. And once I realized that they as in, Jared and Miss Marie, they also weren't holding true to it. I think I just failed to pivot in the way that I needed to. I did start to work with the Jags, Matts, Corey, America, Bowie, etc. After, we'd flipped the vote to get Izzy out of the house, but that was just not something that stuck in the way that I really needed to. I wish that I would have been more forceful in creating some outside relationships, and I think that's kind of where it led to my demise, unfortunately.
Mimi, is there anything else about your experience that you want to make sure the fans know about?
I want the fans to know that not only did I have a fabulous time, but I actually did go in playing this game. Obviously, not a lot of how I played the game and what was happening in terms of my storyline in the game were shown, and so that's unfortunate. But I don't want you guys to think for a second that I intentionally left my husband a month after my wedding to go sit in the house and do my hair all day. It was only one day a week, by the way, but I did have a fabulous time, and I really do hope you guys enjoy me this season.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mimi, I know you got to run and you got a lot of interviews to do. So thank you for making some time and hope that we get to chat with you some more in the future. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you
All
both.
right. Take care. All the best.